rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Man, salute. Man, salute everybody. Just super excited about. Is that for me? Okay, hold on for a second. Let me do this. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. What's good, everybody? Salute Andios is in the building. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute. DSJ is in the building. Endgame was good, man. It's good to see y'all, man. Good to be with y'all, man. I'm super excited about the win tonight. I don't care how we got it. I don't even care how it looked, man. I'm just excited to get a W. Man, I don't care if it was ugly, man. I'm just excited for success. Yeah, y'all, man. I'm excited about that. How y'all feeling tonight? Ribs is in the building. Salute. Ribs in the building. Salute my guy Ribs. Is in the joint, man. Salute to Ribby. Yeah, man. Salute to all of y'all, man. Yeah, man. I was looking at numbers and such, and I was like, I don't care nothing about no number. And I'm just glad we won. Mikal Bridges got off. OG got off a little bit. OG had 9 rebounds tonight. Josh Hart had 17 rebounds and 7 points. Man, I'm glad. Man, I'm just glad we won, man. I don't care about nothing. Man, just glad we won. Man, I am concerned with a couple of things, though. Landry Shamet only playing a few minutes. That's concerning. That's concerning. Hit him up. I see you. That was hey, I hit him up. I see you. That was cute. I see you. Yeah. DSJ says, ugly win as usual. Mikal Bridges complaints, Tom Thibodeau hot seat, Brunson over dribbling, overpaid role players, and so much more on this episode of the Knicks at Night podcast. Nick Yak is in the building. I see you. Nick Yak says, we should look better rebounded and defense end held them to 44% shooting, 32 from 3. Yeah, the defense, yeah. That's a bad team, though. That's a bad team. And I'm glad it's a bad team, but I don't care. I just want to win, man. I don't care. Yeah, man. I don't care if they're a bad team, a good team. I just want to get away from that feeling of this team not being good enough. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get away from that feeling of, you know, this team not being good enough and not being able to compete. And so my camera trying to do a little something. I got to get one of those cameras that autofocus. I gotta buy another camera, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just gotta, yeah. So, but it's all right. It's another thing to do, Ribby. It's like, oh, you know how you always got something to do, something always going on. It's just another thing to do, man. So I'm concerned that Landry Shamet didn't really get minutes in a blowout, and that's not a blowout, but yeah, I'm kind of concerned. And I talked to, no lie, I called the Sixers homie. I spoke with King Green while the game was going on. I was like, "Hey, big homie, the Sixers suck." He's like, "Yeah, I know." Yeah, he's basically saying, you know what I'm saying, the game should have been over, basically. They season is over. But they was scrappy down the stretch, though. That you could tell they were trying a lot of things or whatever, and then they veterans just started playing at the end of the game. They veterans just hit some shots. Paul George is the GOAT in some people's mind. Right? Paul George. What did Paul George do tonight? 9 for 20, 4 of 9, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 7 turnovers. The 7 turnovers part is not Paul George like, but all the other numbers are Paul George like. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. Paul George did his thing against us. Yeah, man. HRM, you right. Yeah, you're right. A good win versus a rival. And Nick Yak says Brunson complaints. He is a top player in the clutch, 52%. Yeah. That's what we expect, though. Like the one thing here, man, we gotta give credit to Jalen Brunson. But like I feel like anybody can be critiqued. No one is above criticism or accountability. But man, when those people do good, man, we gotta praise them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They just can't be all negative. Like, oh, yeah. And then when they do good, everybody be quiet. You can hear a rat piss on cotton. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson bailed us out. Jalen Brunson sealed this game. Jalen Brunson basically got us the win. They couldn't guard him. He's hitting incredible shots. Yeah. JJ is in the building. JJ, man, yo, how we losing these games in spring training, JJ? I'm trying to figure it out, bro. I'm about to buy the Mets package. The only thing with that is these spring training games, bro. I'd be at work. These games, 1 o'clock, whatever, man. And I'd be at, yeah. And JJ, I'm with you. It shouldn't have had to come down to that, man. But Paul George is a great player. Tyrese Maxey is a great player. Kelly Oubre is a great role player. Yeah. So, yeah, man. Oh, Sproat pitching Friday. I might get the package so I can see Sproat play, bro. Get to see Sproat pitch. I might actually, well, I don't know. I don't want to commit to it, but I'm thinking about doing some Mets games on playback TV. Right? You know what I'm saying? Doing some Mets games for all the Mets fans. You know what I'm saying? So what I realized, y'all, and maybe y'all see this too, but when the Knicks win, it's quiet. But when the Knicks lose, all hell break loose. Right? right? When the Knicks win, it's all quiet in here on these streets, right? But when the Knicks lose, people start coming out of the woodwork, right? Namal, what's good, man? I see you. I see you. I see you. If it was one of those things where you show up either way, then I get it, right? I get it, right? And also, if this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, right? Because this content is fan driven, right? This is fan driven content, right? I'm not a journalist, and I don't rub elbows with the big wigs. We just do a channel here for the fans. We do a channel here for the fans. Like, we just sit in here and give our opinion about stuff. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. There were some things with the offense. I was like, oh. But at the end of the day, as long as we had one more point than they had when the buzzer went off, that's all that matter. That's all that matter. Now, we have a tough stretch coming up. Y'all already know, right? We got a tough stretch coming up. We have Memphis Friday. I think we got the Lakers coming up. We got the Warriors coming up. We got the Kings coming up. And Karl Anthony Towns has jumper's knee or runner's knee or whatever that is. Yeah. Cat has runner's knee. Mitch is still injured. Huck Porty walked off the floor injured. JJ, that's a great question, bro. If you want me to be honest, I prefer the Bucks. Right? If you want me to be honest, if I had a favorite, I don't care, and a hell no, then I would say I want the Bucks. The Pacers, I don't care if we play the Pacers because I think we'll win anyway. But I don't want the Pistons. I've been saying that since Valentine's Day. What's today? So I've been saying that for about 2 weeks. Right? That I do not want to see the Pistons in the first round. Whether we win or lose, it's going to be ugly. Whether we win or lose, it's going to be ugly in the first round, right? So if you're asking my preference in order, Bucks, Pacers, Pistons. And I say that knowing that the guys King and Deuce that do the Pistons channel, I say that knowing if we lose to them, I'm going to have to hear from them every day. Every day. Because I legit talk trash to them. Every day. Probably forever. It's like Demond from We Talk Hawks. We lose to the Hawks. And they that was like 4 years ago. And they still remind me, we beat y'all in the playoffs. I am RJ says winning by 5 tonight is the scale. Yeah. Okay, him up says you don't want to see the Pistons in the first round. Yeah, man. It's okay. So the reason being, hit him up. So the reason being for that is not because I fear their roster. I think their play style is a bad matchup for us. You feel me? Because I already know off rip, Saw Thompson is going to be guarding Jalen Brunson. Do I want a freakishly great defender guarding Jalen Brunson in a 7-game series? Nah, I don't want to see that. Right? Son from Brooklyn is in the building. Salute. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see I don't want to see that. Right? What I would prefer is an easy matchup in the first round, because when we get to the second round, we know it's going to be difficult. Right? We don't want to. If you're a Knicks fan, you don't want a unnecessarily difficult matchup in the first round, because you already know in the second round you're going to be facing the Celtics. Right? And then if you're able to beat the Celtics in the second round. Now, remember, the Celtics are the world champs and they'll have home court advantage. So if we beat the Pistons, and then if we beat the Celtics in the second round, mind you, we'll be in the Eastern Conference Finals against another great team. And we can admit that that team is great, because teams that make the NBA, the conference finals, are anything other than great teams. You never get a donut in the Eastern Conference Finals. Right? You either get a team that started the season bad, that got scorching hot, right? So their record may not be great, but they're playing good basketball at the right time, or we're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, who may finish the season with the best record in the NBA. And then if we beat that team, a red hot team that started off the season slow, i.e. the Miami Heat a few years ago. So if you beat your first round matchup, then you beat the Celtics, who are the world champs, and then you get to the Eastern Conference Finals against a great team, and then if you beat them, you play the best team from the Western Conference. And I know y'all know this already, right? So basically what I'm saying is, if we are to take those steps, why not have the first round be an easy matchup? So, because we know we're going to be facing other difficult teams along the way. Right? Right? That's my opinion on it. And the reason why this is my opinion, right, is not because I don't have faith in the Knicks, right? Or because I'm like a suave in real life. That ain't it, right? Like, I'm not really like a suave in real life, right? That ain't really my thing, right? My thing is as you get older, you should get smarter, not tougher. And it took me 1,000 years to learn that. You know what I'm saying? You get smarter as you get older, right? So that's the thing with the Knicks. We've experienced Tom Thibodeau for 5 years. This is the 5th year, right? So the more that we see this thing with Tibbs, we know the more of this thing with Tibbs, the more we're gonna have injuries, the more guys are gonna go through shooting slumps, the more. And so instead of risking it in a tough series, nah, man, just bring on the Bucks. We'll gentlemen sweep the Bucks, and then have 5 days off to play the Celtics. Justo11 in the building. Thank you for being a member, and thank you for your generous contribution. He says, Captain Clutch, Captain Crunch, Baby Bunch, don't matter. Tibbs got to go. I think if we see Detroit in the first round, it goes 2-4 and Tibbs is gone. Oh, no. You think we lose to Detroit? Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to see Detroit, man. I don't want to play Detroit, win the series, but OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns are out for the rest of the playoffs. You feel me? Like, I don't want to face Detroit and Josh Hart and Deuce McBride are gone for the season as we play the Celtics. Right? Knicks will be 25 and 26 champs. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So it's so in my mind, I think our best path is the path of least resistance at the moment, because that path will get super rough as you advance. Right? So instead of like looking for the smoke, let the smoke go its own way and you stay on your own path. Yeah, man. I got a thing over here, man. This thing crazy. So how y'all feeling tonight after you saw us beat the Sixers? Are you nervous that we couldn't put a lottery team away? Are you just glad we got a W? Did you see some things tonight that impressed you? Did you see some things tonight that you didn't like? Did you see some things tonight that validated a point that you made? Right? I am just glad we got in the win column. That's my opinion, though. And that's why I'm asking for yours, because yours may be different. All right, there it is. There it is. Just glad we got the W. Son says, I'm nervous. And JJ says, not encouraged. I saw a few things. I was rocking with Coach. I saw a few things, right? I saw a few things that concerned me a little bit, but we won. So being gratified, I'm gratified that we won. I saw Josh Hart didn't want to shoot, and that makes me nervous. Josh Hart not wanting to shoot makes me nervous. OG Anunoby struggling with his shot kind of makes me nervous. But it all went away when I saw Mikal Bridges being super aggressive. That made me feel good. Yeah, that made me feel good. The fact that Mikal Bridges was super aggressive. Nick Yak had a point. Where was Nick Yak's point at? Okay, Nick Yak said Philly had 7 or 8 steals. Is who is close, or are we win by? And Pastor J says, salute to everybody. Salute, Pastor J. Salute. Salute. I don't know. Nick, I read your thing wrong. I didn't understand what you were talking about. That's why I didn't say anything about it. Yeah, OG. I think OG is struggling more with spacing. Guys like that generally don't handle well in traffic, and I think spacing was an issue a little bit. But I think that's also something that we'll figure out. Pastor Jay says the Knicks are 20-0 against lottery teams, 18-20 against playoff teams, 1-11 against Boston, Cleveland, OKC, the Lakers, Dallas, and Detroit. I think the thing about that, though, the thing about this is you won't play all those teams in the playoffs, especially OKC, the Clippers, Lakers, Dallas, and Detroit. You know what I'm saying? You won't play all these teams. I mean, there may be a situation where we play Detroit in the first round, Boston in the second round, Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then OKC in the finals. But that means you won't play the Clippers, Lakers, and Dallas. Just Knicks, what's good? Yeah, man. Hey, the Bridges Hive is in the building. Salute. Salute. So I got two things I want to share with y'all, man. I want to put this on wax. Two things I want to put on wax, right? I really miss Dante DiVincenzo. I think tonight's game was like a Dante DiVincenzo type game where Dante go haywire. I really miss Dante, man. I think the Knicks miss Dante also. I think the roster as is perfect if we can bring back Dante DiVincenzo. I think tonight was the perfect Dante DiVincenzo type game where Brunson and Bridges can kind of cruise a little bit, but Dante can pick up the slack and carry us. Right? That's the first part of it. That's the chocolate side. Now the peanut butter side is Quentin Grimes is trash, and he showed it tonight. As a Knicks fan, think about this. As a Knicks fan, did you even notice Quentin Grimes tonight? Then for real talk. As a Knicks fan, did you even notice Quentin Grimes tonight? Moves everything around me, cream. So we gotta call you King, bro.
No,
we gotta call you King Cash. I mean, I can call you King Cash if you make us.
No, I'm very humble, man.
Yeah,
call this DJ Cash is good enough, man.
Okay. All right. Cat, what's good, bro?
Everything's good, man. Everything is everything.
Bro, you looking like you look like you losing a little weight, bro. You getting the kind of thin around the neck area, bro. What's happening? You been stressed out?
Nah, man. It's called Ozempic.
It's called cheating, right?
There you go. Hey, man, you have to, man.
Yeah.
It's hard out here, especially when you get older, man. It's hard to drop them pounds, man.
What are you talking, bro? You a 60s baby?
Yep.
Well, yeah, you know. Then I take it. You know for sure,
Yeah.
Bro. I was at the gym the other day. I was at the gym when I first started back. Remember I was telling everybody how I blew out my knee, right? So I couldn't do no exercises, whatever. Man, I walked a mile at the beginning of February. I walked a mile on the treadmill, bro. when I got off that treadmill, bro, I was about to hyperventilate, bro. I'm telling you, the old lady,
That's how it is,
that
man.
be there in the night times, she's like, "Hey, baby, you all right?"
That's
Like,
it.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. You need an oxygen. You got an oxygen tank next to the recliner.
Yeah,
Wear a damn mask at night, man.
yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I understand, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Understand.
Yeah. So how'd you feel about tonight's game, man?
Like you said, I agree that we got the W, but I think we could have got the W a lot easier.
Right.
You know, we make it a struggle, and it shouldn't be, man. It's like we play down to the mediocre teams, man. We play down to them instead of us dictating, you know, the chessboard as it was. You know, we play down to them, man. It's like the first half was good, man. It was rocking, you know, stuff was moving, and then the second half is just it's not good. You know, it's not good, man. We at the point in time in the season, you know, in this stretch run that we need to be adding polish, you know, to what we have, man. You know, things to start, you know, all the little creases need to be ironed out, all the little holes that need to be stitched need to be
Knock them
patched
wrinkles
up.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the point of where those things need to come to the fore, you know, so we can move forward.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna front, bro. I had a topic. I was gonna speak to it after Mitchell Robinson got back. And after we were fully healthy, I was gonna speak to it. But since you mentioned it tonight, I think the reason why things happen the way that you mentioned, like how we play with our food, so to speak, is because we don't have a consistent number 2 scorer, right? And what I mean by that is when Cat and Brunson are on the floor together, we're fine offensively. But when Cat is on the floor and Brunson's on the bench, we don't have a second scorer on the floor, right? And then when Cat is off the floor and Brunson is on the floor, we don't have that consistent second scorer, right? And so what I'm speaking to is during the game, the ebbs and flow of a game, because Brunson's not going to play 48 minutes and we don't expect him to, right? And Cat's not going to play 48 minutes. We don't expect him to.
Right.
They'll probably play about 20 something minutes together, right? But when they're apart, we don't have, like, we can't get consistent scoring from Bridges, OG, Cameron Payne, or Deuce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't consistently have that 1-2 punch on the floor at all times to keep the floor balanced. Because if you notice, when Cat goes to the bench and say Brunson is there, Precious is not really a finisher around the rim, and the defense basically sinks their teeth into Brunson's offense.
Right.
While it's still good and it's still effective, it still leads to Brunson having more difficult shots.
Yep.
And the same thing with Cat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it makes me think we kind of need, and you probably appreciate this. Well, not I shouldn't say analogy, but a comparison. You remember back in the day, the Pistons back in the '80s, they had a guy named Vinnie Johnson. Remember what his nickname was?
Yep.
Microwave.
The microwave.
And he came in, he lit it up, man. And he could. Whoa, bless you there. Bless you there.
Thank you.
And you know, he was a consistent scorer, you know, coming off the bench for the Pistons.
Yeah.
You know, he was always a threat when he got on the floor. So say if, you know, Dumars you know, sat, you know, Isaiah Thomas or whatever, you know, hey, Vinnie Johnson kept it moving, man. Right. And you know, in conjunction to what you said, that's something that we need. a microwave, somebody that can come in and just score some buckets while these guys get some rest, man. Play a little defense, and that DiVincenzo thing, I think that's a good comparison,
Right.
to last year, but right now, we don't have Devo, so who's gonna step up and be that guy? Who are we gonna have? We know it ain't gonna be Shamit, that's for sure. Dang.
You know it ain't gonna be Shamit. But to your point, though, the point that you're mentioning, and it makes perfect sense. What you mentioned is a consistent 3-guard rotation that will play together over the course of years and seasons, and they know each other, right? Like they legit know each other. Like Isaiah, Joe Dumars, Vinnie Johnson, they played together for so many years, right? That they knew each other. Like Joe Dumars can take a game off, Vinnie Johnson can start. And what people don't realize is Vinnie Johnson would start the game at the 2, but he would really play the point so that Isaiah can go put up buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing I'm saying. Like, we don't have a rotation of scorers that are consistent. And I don't mean hit every shot every game. What I mean is consistent in that role, right? Like, who that guy is on a nightly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like tonight, the second scorer was Mikal Bridges. You know it because he came out aggressive.
Oh,
but
yeah.
do you know who the third scorer was tonight?
It was
see what I mean? See how you see what I mean?
Yeah, nobody. I didn't check the box score tonight, so I don't know who the third leading scorer was.
Right. It wasn't OG. OG took a lot of shots. He had a lot of points, but he wasn't scoring efficiently though.
No. Maybe it was Precious. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't look at the box score for the night, so I don't know who that was.
Right. Fritz, what's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Ain't nothing, bro.
All right, Fritz. Salute, man. Salute, brother. Salute.
Hey, salute.
Hey, Fritz, I ran 2 miles the other day, bro. Sunday.
At the gym?
Yeah. The slowest pace you ever saw in your life, bro.
2 miles straight? You didn't take a break?
Well, I sped up and slowed down the speed, but I stayed. I didn't stop though. I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? To walk or whatever. And that's a thing for me because I have a bad knee and I have a repaired knee. So I guess that means I got 2 bad knees. But whatever, man. It's what
That's good, man.
Just trying to stick to it, man. And then plus, I know you 80s babies. Y'all just, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, 80s. Oh, yeah, young, man.
Yeah, 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 80. Actually, yeah. My day, yeah. Yeah.
The 80s babies, they too cool to sweat, you know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You don't just go to the gym to show off your gear.
Yeah, man. No. I'm bummy jab, bro. I take my worst clothes and wear them to the gym.
You don't got that whole Nike set.
No, I got cut off
matching from shoes to headband.
Nah, man. I got cut off jogging pants, man.
No, we don't care about fashion, man. It's about quality of life, man. Just trying to live. Ain't worried about looking good.
It's like the new social club in these gyms. You pay $100 a month.
Yeah, man. So Fritz, what do you think about how you feel about the win tonight, man?
Close one, man. It was a disaster. I said, we cannot lose this one. We cannot lose this one. 102. When it was tied 102, I was nervous because Maxey missed 2 shots. Those 2 shots. If Maxey hit that 3 when they were already up 2,
it was in and out, bro. Remember? Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah. He went for the juggler. He knows, man. He knows how this goes.
That boy killer. That he on the wrong team. That kid is he's a killer.
I'll just say this about Philly. not to change it, but they should have built around him all along. He's really the prize.
Yeah.
Yep. And they need to, but anyway, that's their issue. I mean, I'm only concerned about the Knicks.
How long you been watching basketball, DJ Cash?
How long? Oh
Yeah.
man. Since the 80s?
Yeah.
85.
Late, yeah. Late, yeah, 80s. Actually, before Ewing.
Before
that
you
would be
right.
so that would be like early 80s.
You know Michael Ray
I
Richardson.
mean, yeah, I would say I watched it really before then, but say like to understand what's going on, concepts and and strategy and things like that, early 80s. But I've been watching it really, go back to 70s.
70s, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling us the story this morning on the Knicks at Night the Knicks Morning Drive, that the Knicks were not my favorite team, my first favorite team. Right. That wasn't my first my first favorite team was the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And it's because like back in the day, like 92, was it 92 KTU? You remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
And they'll be doing a commercial and the DJ come on. And now from the Harlem Globetrotters. And they'll play Sweet Georgia Brown, bro. Oh my God. Sweet Georgia. Bro, I ain't even go front. Sweet Georgia Brown and the Mr. Softy theme are two of my favorite songs of all time, bro. You remember Mr. Softy, the ice cream truck used to be up the street, and you get
we all had one of them, man.
Yeah. Bro, I used to love the Harlem Globetrotters when I was little. I was a baby, but when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, right? That's all we should talk about at PS20 in Jersey City.
Did you ever go see them though? Have you seen them? Yeah, I actually seen them, man.
In the
that
Garden.
was a treat. That was a treat. I didn't see him at the Garden. I saw him in Jersey, but that was a treat.
Always wanted to.
Yeah, that was a treat. I'm talking about like with Meadowlark Lemon, Curly Neal.
Yeah,
I'm talking about that Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
I know there was other dudes, in later generations. I'm going old, I'm going way back.
Yeah. And so what I was going to say to that, man, is I remember going in the Garden and people were like, yeah, the Knicks. And I was like, another team playing here? They're like, yeah, fool. I had no idea who the Knicks were, bro.
Yeah.
Right. I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years. You know how you was short and you got your Bionic Man lunchbox, man, and your book bag, the green can. You remember, hey, Cash, you remember the green canvas book bag? You used to have the little pencil loops on the outside. You put your pencils in there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
it ain't like now, man. That was it back in the day. I mean, now they got kids. Oh my goodness,
they got tablets and laptops and
they got everything, man. All the latest electronics.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, when I got into basketball, let's say 85 in Connecticut, it was just the Celtics, man. It was, for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't get into it till like 86. I started watching the Knicks. My dad really liked Patrick Ewing. Yeah, I
was just leaving for the Army, bro. I was getting ready to get sent. 86, I was about to get sent to Honduras, bro. Go front. As B-Train was on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So
86, I think let me see. That was before I got married. I might have just been coming out the club or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Remember Silver Shadow?
In the Wilden days. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bounced around in some clubs back then.
So
Different world, man. Different world.
I have a couple of questions for y'all, right? So I have a couple of questions for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. One is, and just mind you, you don't have to answer both at the same time. If you need some time to think about it, that's cool. For one, if everybody is healthy on this team, how far do you see this team going? And the second question is, if you can keep one cereal and everybody else is destroyed. Every other cereal is destroyed forever. Which box of cereal would you keep?
That's super easy.
Cash, you want to go first? Or you want Fritz to go first?
Nah, Fritz can go. Go, man.
Captain Crunch peanut butter. That's like that's like the official black cereal. Captain Crunch peanut butter. There's
I
nothing
almost
else.
said that word just now. When you said official black cereal, I was about to say, oh, hey, wait a minute. We on the internet. We got to watch our language.
Captain Crunch peanut butter.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Man, so you say it's Captain Crunch, and how far you think the Knicks are going in a perfect world? Everybody healthy, including Mitch, Precious, Hart, Cat, everybody fully healthy. How far you see this team going?
Second round.
Second round.
Tough out. Second round.
You want to explain why?
Because it looks like we're gonna meet either Cleveland or Celtics. I don't think we're gonna go get over either one.
Why is that though?
Why
is that?
Depth. Coaching.
Okay.
Unless I need to see as this season's gone on. There's a certain energy that the Knicks don't have that they had early. Certain excitement that they didn't have. They don't have now.
Yeah.
Like passing lane, Knicks were like swarming. Like I just don't see that part to the Knicks anymore.
Yo, Lee is in the building. Salute. What's good, man? We see you. Yeah, hey, make sure y'all check out Lee, right? Make sure y'all check out Lee, man. Lee does a lot of great work. Make sure y'all check out his writing and support our main man, Lee. We got to have a conversation either here on X at some point where we can get Lee in a setting where we can pick his brain and he can pick ours. Lee, listen, I ain't going front, bro. You pick my brain, you might just find cobwebs, bro. You know what I'm saying? You might just find cobwebs and empty caskets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Fritz, I appreciate that answer, bro. That's a solid answer. Bro. You got me thinking, like spinning what's left of my brain, thinking about what you said, not about the Captain Crunch, because I think that was a layup answer. but so DJ Cash, what about you? Like, how far do you think this team can go if this team is fully healthy, and if you can keep one cereal and the other cereal is all the other cereals are thrown into a black hole, which one would you keep?
For me, it's got to be Cheerios, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I gotta roll with Cheerios, man. I don't know if you want to call that old school. I don't know what you want to call it, but just Cheerios, man.
Do you put sugar on it?
That works for me. No, I'm diabetic, so.
Me too.
Yeah, no sugar.
No sugar.
Yeah,
nope.
Just give me my almond milk and I'm good, man.
Yeah,
in
man.
a big spoon. I gotta have a big spoon, man.
Man.
Yeah, you gotta give me a tablespoon, not them little plastic. No, I want a big old tablespoon. That's it. And I'm drinking all the milk out the bowl.
Yeah.
That ain't even nothing.
Yeah.
Now, as far as our Knicks, to keep it real, if we get Boston in the second round, it'll be over. If we get Cleveland, we possibly can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but because of the battle with Cleveland, it's going to take the starch out of our shorts, man, and we'll go down to Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, because to beat Boston and Cleveland, that's going to be tough, but I think we can beat Cleveland. I think the thing with Cleveland, what makes them who they are, when I think about it in retrospect, is Kenny Atkinson and Johnny Bryant. Well, so when you think about it and you look at their core group of who they have, it's basically the same guys.
Right.
I mean, they have a couple of different pieces that are different, with Hunter and Struce and so forth, but basically it's the same guys.
Right.
Now, you may ask, well, why are they so successful? Why it looks like they finally gotten over the hump? It's because of the coaching, because of the system that Atkinson put into place, and of course, we all are familiar with Johnny Bryan. We know what he's done here with the Knicks.
Right.
But I think for us at full strength, we could beat the Cavs. It would probably go the distance. That's the thing. It would probably go 7 games, because I'm counting on Tibbs, to make some type of adjustment. Because I think we can. I think we can still beat Cleveland, man.
Okay.
I think we still have their number, but we got to come better prepared. But Boston, that's a whole nother animal, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. So to beat both of them to get to the finals, you're talking about. Let's say you beat Boston and Cleveland, you get to the finals, and then you got OKC standing there. God,
Right.
I tell
Yeah.
you though, if we somehow could pull that off, oh man, we definitely deserve to be champs, man.
Right.
But
Right.
realistically, right now, it's tough, man. It's tough.
So I would say this to the cereal part. I'm gonna ask the chat to help me with the cereal part. Chat, y'all help me find us the one cereal that we keep forever, and so that way we can throw all the other cereals away. Box cereal, morning cereal, everybody. Right. What I would say to answer that question is I think we can make the NBA finals. Right. I think we can make the NBA finals because the thing I think we forget about at times is just because 8 teams make the Eastern Conference playoffs, or 10 teams if you include the play-in, the Knicks won't have to play all 9 of those teams, the other 9 teams. The Knicks have to play 3 teams. You feel me? And so if it's a Sunset King vitamin, you threw my train of thought off, man. But I think the Knicks are, and this is gonna sound crazy when I say it, I think the Knicks are built to beat the Celtics. Right. And I also have in my mind that the NBA has not had a repeat champion since the Golden State Warriors. Right. Does that mean the Celtics are going to lose in the first round? No. Does that mean the Celtics are going to lose in the second round? No, but we're likely to be the team that they face in the second round. Right? We're pretty much dialed into where we are. Right? And what I think is, and I said this on Playback TV, and I thought I shared it here, and maybe I didn't. But the Celtics have matchups that are exploitable, but teams fear their offense so much that they don't exploit these matchups on defense. Right? For instance, when they play Jason Tatum at the 5, right? When they have Tatum and what's the guy that looks like Gordon Hayward, but it's not him?
Pritchard?
Hauser, is that his name?
Hauser. Yeah, Hauser.
When they have Hauser, Brown, Tatum, Pritchard, and I think they keep Derek White on the floor. I think they take Drew Holiday off, right? When they go to those small, quick lineups, I think we can dominate them if we are methodical, right? If you remember the Lakers versus Sacramento Kings, one team wants to score a whole bunch of points and have a lot of shooting. The other has a generational offensive big that methodically punished them around the paint area. And they also had a guard that could keep the floor balanced, right? And we don't have to get into the names, right, or whatever, because we know Cat would never be Shaquille O'Neal, and we know Jalen Brunson will never be Kobe Bryant. But if you take this approach where it's you don't look to hit home runs and you don't look to trade buckets, right? When you do that, you take away one of their weapons, right? You take away one of their weapons. Now, their strength goes against our greatest weakness. They love shooting the three, and they will blow you out by shooting the three. And the Knicks are terrible at defending the three, right? What I'm saying is if we can find a way to shore that up, along with punishing their small lineups. Like, for instance, we already know that Keita, Cornette, Porzingis, Horford, and the other guy that they got from Memphis. None of these guys can guard Cat one-on-one. Am I saying Cat is the key to success in the playoffs? I'm saying Cat is the key to success in that series, right? Because if Karl Anthony Towns can exploit his matchup, that keeps the floor balanced for others to get easy baskets like OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, and so on and so forth. The only thing about that is, like I mentioned to Cash a few moments ago, maybe 20 minutes ago, is we have a hard time having a third consistent scorer. Like, just because somebody has a lot of points doesn't mean that they filled in the gap during the game, right? And so if we can find that consistent third scorer so that we won't have to depend on Deuce McBride to be that guy, I think we have a fighting chance against Boston. Now, can we win with that strategy? We already know that Tom Thibodeau is averse to making adjustments, right? But I do believe there is a world where the Knicks can beat the Celtics if we take the fight to them as opposed to us being afraid of them. Like when you saw the Knicks and Celtics Sunday, the Knicks looked scared off rip. I think both teams are waiting for the lid to come off at any moment, and then it did. Right? And then at the same time, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'm not knocking Jalen Brunson because he's going to score a lot of points in that series, but they are going to somehow find a way to get Jalen Brunson to guard either Spida or Darius Garland. And when that happens, I think they're going to take the fight to us. So I'm a little topsy-turvy. Like, I believe in what you guys are saying, and maybe I'm explaining my way more in depth or whatever. But I do believe that I don't think Cleveland fears us. As a matter of fact, I think Cleveland has revenge on their mind, and they would love to have it served cold. And Knicks fans think just because we beat them before, we'll beat them again.
This isn't the same team as last year.
No, it's not.
Like what I said about everybody seems to think it's the same formula as last year. Last year it was a lot of the supporting cast on the Cavaliers weren't the supporting cast on the Cavaliers have gotten way better. Right. And they've been together for a few years. Donovan Mitchell is coasting this year.
Yeah, because
he's absolute. their lineup only like one player plays over 30 minutes a game.
Yep. Hey, hold Fritz. Let me do this real quick because you know how
Mhm.
superstars are. I thought Dre was in the back. I'm gonna play in the back. I guess he got inclusive now. Yeah, you know how people, man. You know how people from Staten Island, bro. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Mark?
Are you about to talk behind my back, Humphrey?
And you're on the internet.
What's up, DJ
Yeah,
Cash?
just
What up,
me and
Fred?
Salute.
Right?
So Dre, I have a question on the floor. I need to I'll bring you up to speed. You probably heard it, but I'm gonna just reset the question so for those that are coming into the chat here late
No doubt.
can dig it. Two
No doubt.
questions for the panel. One, if this team is absolutely healthy, how far can this team go? And if there is one cereal that you can keep and all other cereals are thrown into a black hole, what breakfast cereal would that be?
You threw me off. If I had to mix two breakfast cereals together,
No, one cereal and all the others are thrown into a black hole. One cereal
just one,
brand.
only one
Yeah.
cereal brand
Yep.
for the rest of my life.
Yep. And every other cereal is thrown into a black hole, the abyss.
I'm a little bit boring, but I'm gonna take the cinnamon crunch honey Cheerios, the cinnamon crunch Cheerios with with granola in it. If I had to, it's a very specific one. If I had to choose one cereal, but it's relatively boring.
Oh wow.
That's
Wow.
it. We got 2 Cheerios. So Cheerios win, man. See, I said Cheerios.
Yeah, I don't know mine yet, man, because I don't know.
You gonna have marshmallows in it?
You got a Mount Rushmore?
No, I didn't do I wasn't gonna do the Mount Rushmore yet. I wanted to save that for later on in the
So is it a toss up between two, or you just?
Oh, you mean mine?
Yeah, you.
Uh I'm not good at making decisions like that, man. Like I legit. I went car shopping at Cash. I went car shopping today, bro.
Or
And
you
the
was
lady
there
showed
just
me.
staring at stuff.
Yeah, the lady showed me a car that I wanted. It was a couple of years older than I would like to have, and so I was just there like, dang, man.
I should have got the new Bentley or the used Bentley.
Nah, because the thing is
Enzo.
I'm a big guy, bro. And for those that have never seen me in real life, it's hundreds of y'all that have seen me in real life. Y'all know I'm a large human being, right? Even though I'm getting a little small in the waist, still when people see 6'5", 348 or 6'5", 353 or whatever it is, they're like, damn, that's a bit. Yo, you Makai Becton. I ain't no Makai Becton, bro.
Everywhere
Makai
go,
Becton checks. I know
Yeah.
that. But
everywhere
I
Freezy go,
understand, bro. I'm 6'4" myself, so I understand.
And so you
everywhere
know
Freezy go.
what the knee issue feel like. You know what I'm saying.
That's
Oh,
it. Yeah.
I was gonna say Freezy go everywhere and show off the pythons. Everywhere he go, like Hulk Hogan.
I'll be trying to be, bro. I'm walking around with the hoodie on, be trying not to be seen, bro.
Sleeveless shirts everywhere.
But it's hard to fit in when most people view you as Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Man, and yo, Cash, no lie, Allen Iverson thought I was his bouncer one time. We were just standing there, like side by side. I was there with my cousin Jesus. No, hand to the man, bro. Hand to the man. That was
Could have got a
you
check
shoulda-
that night.
Hey, you
Coulda
should have
got a
faked
check
it.
that
You
night.
should have faked it till you make it, man. Shoot.
Nah, bro, me? I
Should have worked that, man.
Nah, man, I ain't. Nah, we too cool for that, bro. I ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about that is they was calling him something like Bub or something. I don't know what this. I know I saw him on TV and his name.
Bubba Chuck.
Bubba Chuck, yeah.
whatever. Okay. All right. So,
You're not going for it.
yeah, so he was like, "Yo, big man, y'all supposed to be over here." I'm like, "Bro, look at me. Look how I'm dressed. You know what I'm saying? Look at you. Look how I'm. Do I look like I'm yo man? Anyways, the point I was getting at is I was looking at cars today, and my head was spinning. Right. That's basically what I'm saying. Like when it comes to decisions like that, like cereal, or cars, or watches, or sneakers. Yeah, I ain't. Yo, you got to give me some time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
To put
Like
put
even when I asked y'all the question, I was like, "Dang, all these cereals sound good."
you literally gave us like a question that has thousands of answers.
Variants, yeah,
I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't even hate if someone said just straight up Frosted Flakes, even as generic as it can be.
I like
Sometimes
it.
it hits the spot.
yeah,
Sometimes you just want Frosted Flakes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nothing special to it, just frosted cornflakes.
yeah, yeah. So, what do you think about if everything is perfect health wise? How far does this Knicks team go?
Second round.
Oh, come on, man.
Look, man, schematically there are things that we can't really overcome, especially with roster construction. You just it's something that we desperately miss that we don't have on this team, and I'm gonna keep it as frank as it can be. You miss a guy with Dante's quick trigger to
Yep,
just keep teams honest,
yep,
because at times, even though McCall on paper is a very good shooter, even at times the OG on paper is a very good shooter. They don't possess the quick trigger. And now you're noticing OG is trying to put them up to get the volume up, and it seems unnatural for him.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's one of those things where when you look at how we struggle at points on the court, it's because you usually put out two or three guys on the court that don't want to shoot the three, especially above the break. And when teams can switch everything, you can't make a team pay for switching with a quick trigger. Like teams didn't switch when Dante was in actions because he'll put it up in the split second that it takes for you to recover on the switch.
yep. And he could play make a tiny bit.
Yeah, and he can
Like
go
the
downhill
threat
on the
is
closeout.
always there.
Yeah, and we don't have that. Like Josh can attack a closeout, but why would you close out on Josh?
Why would you close out on Josh? And he was going
No
to attack
reason.
imaginary closeout anyway.
Yeah, McCall could attack a closeout, but he's averse for contact, so he's just gonna pull up for a mid range, a tougher shot at
Right.
times. So like that's where he does. Like he didn't take a free throw since February 4th. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think
crazy.
in the game they mentioned that he don't get to the free throw line often.
And
In
and
fact, they
and
did mention that during the game.
and Josh hasn't made a three since February 11th, and he's gone games without taking threes. And then when you rely on OG, you come back to be your volume guy out of your role players. That's not really a good recipe. That's the whole reason why I'm like, when I feel like Deuce needs to play more, it's not that Deuce is the missing link or he's the ideal fit or what have you. Like if you look across the board, when Deuce is in the game and he possesses a quick trigger, teams have to honor it, no matter what his percentages are, because he's going to put the shot up if you give him daylight. And you don't have that in the starting lineup from three. And if you look across the board, anytime Deuce is on the court with Brunson's shooting percentages from everywhere on the court goes up because he has one less set of eyeballs on him.
So okay. So what does that have to do with your playoff matchup, though?
That means it's going to be easier for a team like the Celtics to match up with us because they possess the offensive firepower and they possess the switchability and the high IQ nature of the team. And they possess the coach that's like the Celtics out of any team in the league ignore non-shooters more than any other team.
Okay.
And if you're out there on the court not being aggressive, you're caught like you're costing the team. And when Josh is out there being given jump shots and he takes 0 threes in the Celtics game, it's not good.
Yep. and with OG Anunoby struggling and
And
Josh Hart struggling.
and with OG, like I'm gonna give OG a little reprieve. Like usually when he comes back from injuries, it takes him like 3, 4, 5 games to even get himself back together or where he left off at. And at points he's being aggressive, but I feel like he's being aggressive because he knows number one, we have to fill up that allotment of scoring when we're missing Cat. And Cat is out there getting 25 every night. So I understand like at points in the game he just looked extremely rough. And I was a little bit tough on him, but then taking it in and taking a step back, like even coming off of an injury, it still takes him time to ramp up and
I think
find himself.
he's too big, bro.
You think he needs to lose weight?
Yep.
Well, if we're gonna go along with this big lineup, then he's gonna be playing the 3.
Hey, hold on for just a second. All right. Hey, Dre, go ahead and finish your point, bro.
And cowardly acts.
Dre, you had a point you was finishing?
Where was I? Where was I?
Hey, Lee, what's good, bro?
It was good, Lee. Damn, I lost my whole train of thought.
I'm here.
Salute,
Go
brother.
ahead, fellas.
Salute.
What was the last thing I said?
You was talking about OG, man. OG.
Oh, I was gonna say, OG's still coming back from the injury, and it usually takes him 3, 4, 5 games to ramp up.
And when you said that, I said I think OG Anunoby is too big.
Yeah, and then I was like, if Tibbs decides that we're gonna play big lineups more often, he's gonna be playing the 3, then he probably needs to be a lighter weight at that point.
Yeah.
Like you play the 4, if OG's gonna be at the 4, then yeah, it makes sense. But he came out the gate looking great at the bigger weight, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You made a point on playback. It was like maybe he's not as aggressive to save himself from injury.
Yeah.
And I can give a little bit of credence to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he knows like he is the only back line of defense in that starting lineup. And if he's aggressive and out of the play, it's 2 points, 2 or 3 points.
Yeah,
Whereas in other iterations of the team, he was playing the 3, and he had backline, he had Hartenstein, or he had Mitch as good communicators on the backside and able bodies where you can just be more aggressive and assertive. But if you ain't got that and you're aggressive and you're out of the play is over. It's 2 points.
Yeah. And let me ask Lee this question too. Lee, we have a question on the floor. Can you hear me?
No, I can. Go ahead. Shoot, bro.
So the question on the floor to everybody is twofold. It's 2 questions wrapped into one. All right. It's like a Tootsie Pop. Right.
Yo.
If everybody's healthy, if all 18 or 19 players associated with the Knicks are healthy, how far do you think this team can go? And the other question is, if you had one cereal that you can eat for the rest of your life and all the others go in the black hole and be gone forever, which one would it be?
With cereal, man, because I don't drink milk no more. But if I had you, damn, blood. All right. Fruity Pebbles.
All right.
I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Even though a slight backup, even though I know it'd probably be in the black hole. The cinnamon life, Mikey, he likes everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't like everything. Now, I think then, listen, bro. I think I think by the time the playoffs come, I think JR, my man, captain, might have to slap a couple of people, but I think he can get them up. I think we can go far. I'm not worried about it. I've seen Tibbs do worse with I mean, you know what I'm saying, with less talent. We've done well with less talent. So just think about what we have now. And that's not even slighting nobody.
So how far you think we can go?
Yo, ECF at least. At the least.
That's
And
that's far.
if I sound like a homer, so be it. But home till I go. I click my heels
Yeah,
with my red Reeboks.
this was that question was for us, but it's a personal question though. So like nobody judging our
Nah,
answer.
nah, nah. I don't feel like I'm being judged. No, I actually, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I understand a lot of us. Well, I mean, a few of us up here are disappointed in a lot of decisions. But we still got to trust this man who mans the ship. You understand what I'm saying, bro? So
Right.
until they show me different, I'm going all the way with them as far as they can go. And I'm saying at least the ECF
At least. At a minimum.
at a minimum.
Right. And you said Sim Life.
I said Fruity Pebbles, but
Fruity Pebbles.
yeah. But if I could pull one more thing before I go to the black hole, it'd be
No,
Cinnamon Life.
it's just one. It's just one. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it's just one, man. That's why the question was just take one.
Hey man, if we can get to the ECF, I don't think any team can beat us. I think the Celtics are a worse matchup out of all of those teams. And if we can beat them, I don't think any other team in the league can actually beat us.
And so not to be like anti or whatever. It's like because so I had a conversation with my son the other night about this Marvel show called The Defenders. And I just called him in the middle of the night. Hey man, what you doing? He's like, hey, I'm doing what normal people do 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping. And I'm like, just real quick, right? Who is the weakest person in the Defenders? Is it Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica, whatever her name is, or Luke Cage, right? And he was
On the
like,
TV show. On the
yeah,
TV show.
yeah, and so he was like, yo, on the TV show, it's easy. It's the Iron Fist, right? Because what I'm saying, his
Yeah,
fist
like kid.
power up, and he a whiny crybaby millionaire, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's like, yo, whatever. And I was like, yo, I think it's Daredevil. And I love Daredevil, y'all. Like, I legit take Daredevil over Superman, Iron Man, over all of them. I love Daredevil. But on the Defenders, I say Daredevil because the whole group has a mission. And while they're trying to accomplish the mission, Daredevil is by himself struggling. Like, do he want to be a lawyer or do he want to quit being Daredevil? And then he's distracted by the girl that came back from the dead. Like the body is there, but her soul is gone. Right. So I'm like, yo, they trying to save Hell's Kitchen. And this man is out here chasing a chick that can care less about him. Right. So that's why I was like, yo, he the weakest. And my son was like, hey man, you need to go to sleep, man. And so I said all of that, Cash, to say this. Like, I think differently about stuff, but it's not because I want to be on the opposite side of stuff. It's just that I think a certain way. To me, I think linear, and then when I hear others, I respect their opinion because I think they think linear too, right? I think y'all think linear too, but it's not because you can't expound on what it is that you see, but you have like an attachment to a thing that you feel is right. And so when you anchor your thing and what you feel is right, it kind of drives your decision. And it's like when I talk to Dre, I could talk to Dre about basketball, right? But I already know Dre. I already feel comfortable that a lot of Dre's conversation is going to be anchored and we have to play modern basketball. right? Regardless of what our conversation is, I think it's going to be anchored in teams need to play a modern style basketball, right? And when I talk to Lee, I think Lee's all these conversations are going to be centered around appreciate what you get and be loyal. You feel me? And so while whatever they say, they may say things that'll be different. I feel like the anchoring point is that thing there, right? Cash, I can't figure out. Fritz, I can't figure out. I don't know. I think Fritz may have an altar built to the Grand Casio in the sky. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Texas Instruments.
the Texas, yeah, the Grand Texas Instrument calculated in the sky. Yeah, yeah. So, but that's the reason why I say I think differently about Boston. I feel like if we can get Boston in the phone booth, they are not tough enough. That's what I'm getting at. Ultimately, how does this Boston Celtics team look in a bar fight? They look great on a Paris runway, right? Like legit cash, like legit. They look like the F1 drivers driving Ferrari motors and all that stuff. But what happens when you put them in a dump truck? What will they do? Right? I don't think that they can survive in a bar fight. Right? It's the reason why I feel like if the Celtics get a bad matchup, they are just as vulnerable as we are.
So, just thinking about what you said, Freezy, in reference to a bar fight, you probably what I think what you're trying to say is how will Boston react if they get punched in the mouth?
Yeah. I've been punching them off.
If somebody punches them in the mouth. You know who I would like for them to play in the first round?
Detroit.
I mean, it ain't gonna happen. Detroit. There you go. And now you know where I'm going with that. Now you know where I'm going with this.
Right.
It would be nice if somehow, some way, they could play Detroit in the first round.
Right.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. And if I had to choose another team, if they could play in the first round, I'm going to say Indiana.
I think I agree with the Indiana because I think they struggle more with teams that love to get up and down because you got to take into account like Drew Holiday ain't no spring chicken out there.
Yeah.
Like and it feels like it's coming up to like it's slowly building up for him to not be as effective as he once was because he's having a very down year for himself within that system. But I think they struggle more with teams that get up and down because if you make it a track meet with them, they eventually fall in love with the three, and sometimes they can shoot themselves out of rhythm at points. Because when I was watching the Eastern Conference Finals last year, Indiana was in the game in every game. But if you try to make it a slug them out type game, which it was in the finals, it favored them because they have so many versatile defenders. But if you try to go up and get quick offense and not try to face them head on in a stagnant half court set, I don't want to see the Celtics in a half court set over and over and over and over. I don't. And we need to capitalize on as many easy opportunities, and I feel like we don't get nearly enough fast break points.
Nope.
When we play against these teams, everything is tough. Everything is tough. We played against the Cavs. At the first 5 minutes against the Cavs showed you how tough it was. It was Brunson, please help us figure something out, while they were getting layups and dunks, dunks, and open threes. Like this drag out thing, like the idea, like I understand, like trying to drag things down and make it a backroom brawl or whatever, back alley brawl, but you got to be able to score points. And the way our offensive process against those teams, it's unnecessarily difficult. It's just tough.
Yeah.
Like everything is please Brunson, help us, please, Brunson, because I don't think there's it's very hard for us to generate a lot of offense without Brunson going off against those particular two teams. Because if you watch the NBA Finals, that one that just passed, all they did was funnel the corners, run guys off the corners, and pack the paint, and let the superstar go 1-on-1. And the superstar is not going to score 120 points by himself. And if you don't have guys that are willing to take 26-foot threes, 23-foot threes, 24-foot threes, 25-foot threes, you're behind the 8 ball going against that team. Like all they're gonna do, which is what they did to us the entire season, was choke off the corner 3-point shots, run those guys off the line, and dare guys to shoot a bunch of 26-foot threes that they're not comfortable taking. If we had Dante on the team, sure. But is Hart gonna shoot a three from 23.6 feet away? Is McHale gonna shoot them? Half the time it's front rim, if he even attempts them. OG takes them and it's like he's hesitant. You need willing shooters against those. You need quick triggers against a team like that in order to not make everything so difficult. Because if you're trying to go make it a back alley brawl, well, they have all the weapons. They got a metal bat. They got a spike bat. They got brass knuckles.
You know what? A question
at their disposal.
A question to ask is: do we have the personnel to be in the bar fight?
It depends on the team. It depends on the team that we're going against. I think we do, but they also have to be deployed in the most optimal way. Like for example, while I'm more high on like playing Dukes a few more minutes, and over the course of games, they've been tracking the statistic, but Mikal Bridges has been ran through the most screens in the entire NBA since they've been tracking it since 2013.
Yep.
Per game. And you're asking that guy to play 40 minutes, probably higher in the playoffs, and you're asking him to turn around and get you an efficient 20, right?
And knock down threes to keep the floor spread.
And stay healthy.
Yeah, and stay healthy.
The reason why I say this is because if we get Detroit in the first round, that's what it's going to be.
And to that point, I think we have more offensive firepower to beat that team. They'll try to drag us down to their level, but I think we have enough scoring to get past that. But if we're trying to do the same thing to drag the Celtics down, you got to be able to score, because even then, like it becomes a math equation at that point. Like you could dominate them on the glass. Like I sent Freezy a statistic that basically stated like the teams that win the 3-point battle and the turnover battle have a higher percentage chance to win than a team that wins the rebounding battle in 2025. And it feels like we create our lineups based on trying to get out rebound the other team instead of turning teams over. Like the Cavs in Oklahoma City, they're actually both mediocre rebounding teams. In reality, they're not great rebounding teams, but they overcome it by either leaning on being extremely efficient on offense or generating a ton of turnovers and taking more threes. They both take a lot of threes. But we're trying to win with an identity that Tibbs feels is the most ideal, and maybe our roster composition is just like we have to win the rebounding battle because guys just don't take enough threes or guys just don't generate enough turnovers. But it feels like we don't even try to play in multiple different ways. We only have one recipe for Tibbs. Like you're gonna give Tibbs the ingredients, he's gonna give you the same thing.
And I think the other thing too is about mindset, because you have to come out with the right mindset. Like for an example, I look at the Pistons at the way they play. To go back to what you referenced, yeah, we do have more superior talent. So they're going to come out with that mindset to try and dupe us. But we have to have the mindset to match that, and then use the talent that we have to excel at that. Now, I just want to just dovetail back on tonight's game. You saw the first half. Yeah, we were up big. What happened? What happened in the second half? Mindset. When you have a team like that, in other words, you gotta have a Kobe, a Mamba mentality. When you got your foot on their throat, you gotta step on it. You can't pull up. You gotta go for the juggler, man. You gotta be aggressive. That third scorer should be Mikal Bridges, man. You got to come out with that. The mindset he came out with tonight, he need to come out with like that every game, man. You got to have the right mindset. That's like when we were talking about earlier about closing, stitching all of the loose holes, ironing out the creases. Now is the time to do that.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get the mind, not only strategically to get the mind. I mean to get the strategy down, but also to get the mind right. And I think we got some work to do, man. We got some work to do. We got to get our minds right.
We got to. I agree. We got a lot of work to do, but the thing that might be a saving grace that people don't want to hear is like, the teams that we're trying to go up against, their main core has been there for multiple years. They're role players. It's taking them time to acquire the role players that they see, because they need a data collection at the end of the year to feel what holes need to get fixed. What do I do here? How do I get this guy here? And part of it is like, even with the Cavs having that third ball handler off their bench, he's been with the Cavs for like 2 years. He's just been often injured. But watching from the sideline, he's probably identified what particular skill set he needs to bring on a night to night in Ty Jerome, and their coaching staff has executed a flawless.
And they have Corbin Blue also, the dude that look like Corbin Blue.
And we mentioned, and I had mentioned that earlier, that Cleveland basically their core guys are the same guys that have been there for a few years, guys that we have beaten in the playoffs. Why are they different now? Again, the coaching staff and the mindset. Ty Jerome ain't never done anything like that in his NBA career. Why all of a sudden he is like 50, full of 40, confidence,
But you got to put the players in the most opportune positions to succeed.
Yeah.
And if you out here just like, I'll put it even this way, I don't watch Max. I've seen probably 20 Cavs games over the course of the season. I done seen Max Strus run pick and roll with his bigs more than I've seen Mikal running with Cat. And if you don't tell me that's not an issue, I don't know what is. Like, that shouldn't be a thing, but they have versatility and they empower guys to do multiple things. And it's okay to work through the growing pains of not getting it right immediately. Because, frankly, there might be a time where you're asking Mikal to take you home and he fails at it. But you learn from those mistakes, right?
Yeah.
But in turn, relying on Brunson to do everything down the stretch, albeit he's amazing, it takes a team to win a championship. Like, it ain't going to take Brunson dancing and prancing for 14 in the fourth quarter to win every single playoff game. That's just not tenable. Like, we came down the stretch of this game, and we had no plan. It was Brunson, get out the way. Get out the way, get the ball to Brunson. And it worked. It works because that man can score in a phone booth. But sometimes your guy ain't got it. What's your pivot?
Yeah.
My pivot would be, I would look at Mikal as like, man, you was cooking in the first half. Like, you
got to get him looks. You got to get him a pick down.
Don't you want it? Where's your mind? Like, just get in the huddle. It's like, I've been cooking, man. Just give me set. Run me a set. Run me something that where I can cook, man. Because I've been cooking, man.
It's a mindset, but like, they're only gonna, like, the This is the thing. They're only going to do what the coach asks them to do. And if we're running a bunch of read and react, they're
Yeah.
only going to read and react to their natural instinct. You sometimes like this is what coaching for. Coaching is for getting the bad habits out the way. This is where you become more hands on with your approach, because it feels like Tibbs's baby is his
All right,
defense.
Fritz, man. Thank you for coming through, bro.
Peace,
Fritz,
Fritz.
getting out of here.
But it feels like his defense is his baby, but he kind of like doesn't necessarily care about the offense, and it becomes extremely stagnant and ISO heavy. Like every time we went against the Cavs or the Celtics, we started trying to mismatch hunt because we weren't even generating multiple actions. And if after our first action gets stalled, it becomes an isolation with a player we don't want to isolate. We done seen Josh Hart isolate too many times.
You saw
Precious.
Precious isolate tonight?
Oh my God! And if you look at these other teams and other organizations, if they know they have I'll put it this way: the Celtics know Luke Cornett is limited in a particular way. They would never be put in a situation where a set broke down and it turned into a Luke Cornett post up.
Right.
We've never seen that the entire time we played them, and he's given them good minutes. But how come our offense breaks down because it's very predictable, and then it turns into isolation for a guy we don't want to isolate? And that's kudos to the opposite side, because there's professionals over there that know how to force the ball into the hands of bad offensive players late in the shot clock. But what am I paying Tom Thibodeau for if he can't figure that out? He done forgot more basketball than I even know.
Nah, you know what?
No, bro.
You know what
You're
my
going a little
take
too
is?
far there, kid.
I think it
No,
was Johnny.
I'm saying that's not going far. He's forgotten more basketball than I've ever even known. That's a compliment to him being around and knowing the game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
apologize. No, I just had to hear.
I think it's Johnny Bryan, man. I
I,
think I think he was the one behind the scene. I mean,
you
it
know
may
what?
not
You
never come
absolutely
out in
right.
public, but he's the one that make that happen. And I
You
think right now is the reason why it's happening in Cleveland, the way it's
you
going down.
absolutely right. You know what I wanted to mention in playback when you was there, Corey and Freezy?
Yeah.
When Julius Randle was here, remember the year Julius Randle started taking a lot of threes? And
Yeah.
he basically attributed to Johnny Bryant in his ear after every practice, I need you to get your volume up from three. I need this, and I need this. And he probably told multiple other guys, he probably got in Dante's ear last year for him to get his volume up from three, because we needed that. And I feel like when we lost that part, that angle, that little voice in the background, that might have given a tidbit of modern NBA basketball to what we needed. We lost it completely, because if you go to the games, you see the games, ain't no assistant coach saying nothing to Tibbs. Absolutely nothing. Nobody combs up over him or walks him. You might see Rick Brunson say something, but that's like really nothing. And it feels like we're leaning almost into all of Tibbs's bad habits without like another voice in there, because Mo Cheeks ain't gonna tell nobody nothing about nothing. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
not at this stage, bro.
Mo Cheeks like at the third row. He not even on the second row behind the bench. He down there with the fans.
Yeah.
He like the other Rick Brunson. He ain't nothing there but for moral support. like the other guys they could be tacticians, but they ain't listening. Tibbs ain't listening.
Right.
And I don't know what they do in practices or what they talk about in practices, but all I can do is assess what I'm seeing on the court. And it's just like, yo, 19 threes in the game in 2025 is crazy.
Yeah.
Like teams with no shooters take more threes than that.
Yeah.
And I know these guys don't have quick triggers, but you got to figure out ways to create the looks with actions. And it feels like our offense is just super mundane when you look around the league. It's like Brunson get up. It's like we run a few plays, but if after that play stalls, there's nothing on the weak side. There's nothing happening. People just get stagnant. People wait for Brunson to do something, and if Brunson is trapped at like the 10-second mark of the shot clock, which smart teams tend to do, which I've noticed, it usually leads to a guy you don't want shooting into an isolation.
I think the best use for Josh Hart is for setting screens and cutting. That's where he's most of a threat. If he's just hanging out on the perimeter, just as you mentioned before, and like in that Boston game, he's not a threat. Boston ain't even going to look at him. As far as a team like Boston is concerned, at that point, it's 4-on-5. But if he's setting screens and he's like cutting or setting up other guys in motion on offense, then not only he's contributing, but he's helping to create threats on offense, man. So people are not just standing around, waiting for Brunson to do something.
It before January 1st, we were like 16th in 3-point attempts per 100 possessions, right? Since January 1st, we've been 30th, and that which is last. Like, and that coincides with Josh not taking threes. Like, he's just lost his confidence. He's just not shooting.
Right.
We were fifth in assists per 100 possessions, and second in offensive rating, and now we're middle of the pack in assisting, and seventh in offense. So like the offense is basically turned into like, yo, Cat, JB, figure it out, please help us. And if you look around the league, like, yes, there are teams with multiple star players, but they're like Fritz said, like Donovan Mitchell is coasting because they have an offense that's humming, that has multiple players doing multiple things.
Yeah.
And they aren't even the ideal offensive type team in terms of build. They were nowhere near viewed as this. They're pushing up on like the greatest offense of all time, offensive rating wise, right now. And they were
But
never viewed as this offensive juggernaut before this year.
when,
And that's attributed to coaching.
but when you think about our team as currently constructed, we can be just as effective. I mean, not as like Cleveland, but we have the personnel where
You
if
have enough
used
talent.
if utilized properly, can be a lot more efficient than we are right now.
I agree. I think the only thing I think we're missing one more playmaker or ball handler that's a little bit taller, and that's something what we must address in the offseason. But the talent that we do have, off the strength, off of just talent, out of just minimal training camp, they were the second ranked offense. That's just straight off talent. And now that like parts of the wheel, parts of the machine is kind of stagnated, and Josh is not taking threes, I'm taking a step back in terms of the offensive rating. Now we're just like a back half top 10 team. It's just still a very, very good offensive
It's
team.
still a very good team.
But
But
at that point, it's like it's not going to matter if your defense isn't middle of the pack. And I think we're built to be an elite offensive team and then a middle of the pack defensive team. And you can win a lot of games winning that way. But in Tibbs' mind, just looking at the way he plays guys or sets the team up, he's trying to create a team that's balanced, and the team is just simply not balanced right now. So you're losing trying to force a team to look a certain way to win under your perspective of what wins games. Like he wants the team to be a rebounding team when shooting threes and turning guys over might win you more games, which would mean like, yo, play Deuce McBride a little bit more. It doesn't matter about your size at that point. For in some alignments, because when you look around the league, all the elite teams right now, the top 3 teams, they all can play in multiple ways. They all can play with double bigs. They all can play with one big. They all can play with no bigs, right? We haven't seen OG Anunoby at the 5 at all, and we've seen elite defense. We've closed out the Sixers with him at the 5 in a playoff scenario. Like, at some point, you got to try different tactics. You got to try switching. You got to try. You can't be rigid all the time. And the thing that makes Tibbs great is also a curse because because he's so rigid, he'd make you extremely disciplined within the core of what he wants. And if you give him the ideal roster, he'll make the hell out of a team with his ideal roster. When he doesn't have the ideal, it's just like, I'm gonna keep trying to make this work.
You
I
know
said
what?
it. I said it before. Like, if you
You
gave,
know.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Rob.
You know what I
Go
like
ahead,
to see
Cash.
you know what I like to see the Knicks do? Just for the hell of it, just to throw somebody off, throw teams off, a zone.
Never. You're not gonna get that.
I mean, I know. I know it's wishful thinking, but I'm just saying that. I mean, not consistently over an extended period of time in a game, but just to throw the continuity of the opposing team's offense off.
How
You
many
know,
times you seen us come out of a timeout against like the Cavs or the Celtics, and they go to a zone to blow up whatever play we drew up in the time?
exactly. That's my point. Because you don't expect that. And just as you mentioned, I mean, we know we're not gonna those great defensive teams we have a couple of years ago, we're not gonna have that because Cat is just not that guy. Mitch is gonna solve not a lot of problems when he comes back, but he's not
Yeah.
the cure all.
He's gonna introduce other
Yeah,
problems.
he's gonna help a lot of things, but it's not going to be the cure all. So Tom Thibodeau is going to have to go a little bit deeper in his bag, or maybe do something that he's not accustomed to doing defensively to help.
And
I mean,
and
I
and
would
the
love to see that.
and the
I
thing
would love to
is,
see that, just to, or even a boxing one, or some type of junk defense,
and,
just for a moment to throw somebody off.
and the thing is, like Tibbs is developing his defense to stop every team, but you gotta have certain signature things that you have to pull out that comes with versatility against the elite, because the elite don't play like the Sixers on a Wednesday night. They just don't. There's other things that they offer. There's other things that you do. Like, we talk about like how we struggle to cover the three. We struggle to cover the three. When Mitch was here playing that drop coverage with Tibbs, we gave up 27 3-pointers to the Celtics before they had Chris Stapps, before they had Drew Holiday.
Yep.
We gave up 26 3-pointers to the Bucks before they had Dame Lillard that wants to chuck threes. It was Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez chewing up our drop coverage. And he's going to keep riding out with this ideal of what it takes to win a championship. Sorry, man. You need versatility to win. When I was watching the finals last year, they put Jason Tatum on the 5 and switched him in all pick and roll actions.
Yep. Yep.
And then they pinched the corners. So there was no lob, no corner 3. And they were like, yo, Luka's going to have to score 70, or you're going to have to hit 15 threes from 23.6 feet away. And they couldn't do it. And I don't believe Tibbs thinks about the game in that way.
Yeah.
I truly don't like. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but Joe Mazzulla is extremely exact to the finer details. I remember Joe Mazzulla's scouting report book for players leaked on the internet.
Yeah.
And it was just page after page detailing every single move that a star player likes to do.
I tell you who's another good young coach too. Will Hardy from the Jazz.
From Utah.
I
Yeah,
think he's a good coach, but
he's
they're
a
setting him
very
up.
good coach. He just doesn't have the team.
They're just
If
setting
he,
him up to fail
yeah, yeah.
intentionally because they're tanking.
If he were to coach us
Yeah.
a better team in the league, oh, you would really see him shine. Right
Um,
now, he's just with a suck team, but he's an
Organization.
excellent coach.
They're tanking for Cooper.
yeah,
Oh,
they're,
Cooper
they're
Flag, yeah,
outright tanking for Cooper. But
yeah.
if we're going up against the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies hired a lead assistant coach called Tuomo Vassallo, and they went from like a bottom 2 offensive team last year to a top 5 team, and they run the least amount of pick and roll in the entire league. A lot of their stuff is just IQ, man movement, moving at the right time, having spatial awareness, and if I could drag that dude over here, I would do it in a heartbeat.
So that's one of the things that I wanted to mention to um, the casual NBA fan that watches basketball. The pick and roll is you can't feature the pick and roll without other aspects of an offense, right? Because basically the pick and roll would be easy to stop if you run zone defenses, like junk defenses, right? It's like it's like the old Cleveland Indians of the 90s. They could kill the fastball, but as soon as they face a junk pitcher, good changeup, good curveball, good slider, now they can't score, right? Because they see a fastball, they'll hit it 500 feet. But then you throw them the curveball, and that inside corner, now you like, they can't eject Carlos Baerga, Kenny Lofton, Manny Ramirez, Albert Bell, Omar Vizquel, Paul Sorrento. You know what I'm saying? And so what I would say to Knicks fans is our pick and roll, we could do it and we could be great at it, right? But the thing about it is Tom Thibodeau was running the pick and roll before Jalen Brunson got here. One year we led the NBA in number of pick and rolls ran. I think we ran 28 pick and rolls per game. And it's the reason why I think we went after Jalen Brunson. I think it was the year Alec Burks was our point guard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we ran pick and roll, ran pick and roll, ran pick and roll, ran pick. Kimba was here, ran pick. I think we ran 28 small, big pick and rolls per game, right? And our point per possession in that pick and roll was trash because we didn't have a shooter that can shoot if you went under the screen, and we didn't have a finisher at the rim or something like that if you went over the screen. And our roll man was a non-factor because he couldn't catch, right? And so what I would say to Knicks fans, the read and react, I'm okay with that to start halves, right? You start a game, you run some read and react, you try to figure out what the other team's defensive matchups are going to be based on rub screens and ghost screens and back cuts, right? Just to see what they're going to do. And then once you do that, you get in your playbook. And then if somebody starts cooking, say Mikal Bridges starts cooking, then you run 1-4 flat sets for Bridges, right? 3 guys on one side, an outlet on his side with an open floor for him to be able to play make with one other person. And they don't have to be together, right? But the thing about Tom Thibodeau's offense is if the pick and roll is not there, then it's Jalen bail us out.
Cat bail us out.
Yeah, because
and then if Jalen Brunson is not on the floor and you run the pick and roll, say with Deuce McBride and Precious, nobody's going to fear.
Nobody respecting that.
Yeah, they're not going to fear because Deuce is never going to go off for 30. Right? Deuce is not going to go off for 30.
If he does, it's assisted threes and he just got hot for 3.
Have you, Cash, have you ever seen Deuce score 30?
No.
His career high is 29.
I think one time he might have.
Yeah.
His career high is 29 against the Warriors or something.
Yeah, it was close. It was close to 30.
Yeah, see what that meant.
That one time. Yeah.
But he's no threat. And then even off the pick and roll, right? Do you trust Deuce McBride going left in a pick and roll? No, screen that side, man. I'm going left.
No.
You don't trust Deuce going.
No. Deuce doesn't go left.
Don't trust his vision. And I'm not picking on Deuce. What I'm saying is if we add versatility to the offense, even if it's just stuff to put on tape for another coach to think about, it's less to think about on the offense that we're really gonna run. It's like how the Oakland Raiders. Y'all remember the Oakland Raiders from the 70s? they used to really like to run the football, but they would throw the ball deep to Bolitnikoff and Cliff Branch just to keep safeties out the box, right? Like they wasn't doing they wasn't checking the ball down, they wasn't throwing.
No, it was play action. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It
keep
was
safety
play
out.
action because what happens, believe me, I play football. I know. Once you see that safety take 2 steps up in that play action, you got him.
You got them.
Because Branch was so fast, nobody can catch him, and Blitnikoff, kind of hard to pronounce, ran hell of a routes. He was a good route runner, and
Yeah,
that's what made that effective.
and he had about 6 pounds of stickum in his jersey.
Yeah, that too.
I saw a football stick to his back one time for a first down.
Yeah, they were like Spider-Man. You know how Spider-Man shoot the
Yeah,
web out?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like that, man. It's like they was running and shot a web and the ball just fell right there.
And the funny thing now is they don't use stickum no more, but those receiving gloves that they have are tackier. Like football hitter, like these dudes. I'm like watching dudes catch the football. I'm like, there's no way dudes are catching footballs like this, bro. Like dudes,
Catching it with 2 fingers.
yeah, come on, bro. Them gloves is crazy.
2 fingers and a thumb, and they catch.
Yeah,
Especially when they get wet.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
But
like
going
this.
back to what you were saying about that, as far as the pick and roll, the Knicks need to exploit those matchups. Like, I want to refer back to Boston you mentioned. Come on, man. When Sam Hauser goes on the court, every time, man, you got to attack him, man. Just like Trae Young, it's like clear everybody out. Whoever's make the switch on Trae Young and take him, man.
Right.
You got to exploit those mismatches, man.
Right.
Whether you run the pick and roll, motion, stagger screen. I mean, whatever your offensive principles or philosophy is, but you have to always exploit the weak link because what our scouting report is, and I've heard even I forget what announcer had said that whoever's on Brunson and Cat, they already know they're the weak link.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody's hating on Cat. Well, Cat was never a great defensive, and he's never gonna be a great defensive player.
Right.
He can't move them puppies. He's never gonna be a superior. That's why when he was in Minnesota with Gobert and they made it to the West Finals last year, that was the reason why. That 1-2 punch. I'm hoping that when Mitch comes back, that we can capture some of that, man.
It's the same thing in college. That's why they lined them up with Willie Cauley-Stein.
It might take us a little further, man. But
The-
we'll see how it plays out.
The only thing about that though is Mitch is not Rudy Gobert.
No, he's better. I think he's better.
Rudy Gobert is an accomplished and reputable defensive stopper. Like Rudy Gobert has been defensive player of the year. Trey, how many times has Rudy Gobert been defensive player of the year?
4?
4 times?
Yeah, it's been 4.
That man was defensive player of the year 4 times.
I think if Mitch was healthy, he would have been right on his horn, right there with him. If Mitch was able to stay healthy, I think Mitch wouldn't be that far off. If he was healthy.
It's hard but that's a gigantic if.
Yeah, I know.
I will say the beginning of last season was probably his best 15-game stretch of defense in his entire career, and we're asking that to be multiplied by like 5 for a season for him to even be available for these awards.
Yeah. Do you see Rudy Gobert's body type?
Rudy Gobert used to be injury prone at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
But he put on the right amount of weight.
Rudy Gobert's body type allows him to still be strong but nimble at the same time. And then at the end of games, at the end of games, I can't see lineups where Rudy Gobert is closing games. And you saw it last year against Denver. Like they get that man. You're not gonna get a giraffe to tap dance, bro. That's not what he does.
No, he can't move those puppies, man. He can't move his feet.
Yeah,
he doesn't have lateral quickness, and that's the same thing with Cat, man. He doesn't have that. He's not built like that.
Most 7-footers
Whereas
don't. That's the reason why the pick and roll was invented. Because most 7-footers are not gonna be able to do that. And when I say most, I mean like 98% of 7-footers are not gonna have that lateral movement that it takes to
and
guard the pick and roll.
and that's what makes Mitchell Robinson unique because he can.
He
We've
can
seen
cover the
him go out
lob.
and block 3-pointers, step out and block 3-pointers. He's a difference maker. He's not going to be the cure all, but he will be a difference maker. That's what I'm hoping for.
So, Cash, I disagree with you on that. I really think the Mitchell Robinson narrative is a runaway train, bro. It's like that movie Speed, where that bus was out of control in the city. That's personally, that's what I think. I think the Mitchell Robinson thing is, man, it's like one person said it one time, and a bunch of people liked it, and then it just grew exponentially, and now it's like out of control. In my mind, is Mitchell Robinson a great NBA player? I think so, but man, he is just as good as Rudy Gobert.
No.
Come on.
I'm
man.
not saying he's better. I'm saying like
just as good.
He's like the next, right there below.
So he's Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
He's
man. Jaren Jackson Jr. don't even rebound, bro. Don't even bring his name up.
But we talking about defense, not
We
rebound.
talking about defense.
But that's what he gives us too, though. Think about that. Come on now.
But we were talking about defense, though. Defense was the topic, though.
Mitch is probably the best offensive rebounder in the entire game when he's on the court.
Probably, but we were talking about defense, though. Defensively, I think his reputation is a runaway train, right? And I know people say you got to go by the eye test. You can't go by stats. You know what I'm saying? When you don't challenge a guy, of course he won't have numbers. But
I would love to see when Mitch does come back for the rest of the season, I would love to see the analytics to see if there was any improvement on our defense. If it is, Freezy, you should eat a ham sandwich.
I think
it should. I don't eat meat, bro. I don't eat nothing with a face on it, bro. You don't
eat meat? Well, then eat an Impossible Burger then.
Yeah. Now that you know what I'm saying.
Man, you eat meat made in the lab. I don't know about all that.
Yeah, man.
Captain crop dust over there.
Yeah. All right.
But
then eat a grilled cheese or whatever.
It should be an improvement. Like, I mean, we're already bad defensive teams. I will say, can we give Huck Porty some credit tonight?
Yeah.
He looked solid. He looked really solid in the drop. But
he
looked really solid in the drop. But that's the only thing Tibbs coaches. So
yeah,
that's the reason we drafted him.
The thing with Huck Porty can move. He can move his feet. You can see his lateral, his lateral mobility. Actually he moves better than Towns.
Some absolutely.
He moves better than Towns. Look at the tape.
Man.
Look at the tape. He moves better than Towns.
Man, Freezy and Core move better than Towns in that drop, man.
Because
matter of fact, my old butt can probably.
Yeah, he can move them puppies, man.
But I think the thing we missing here is Cat don't care. Because Cat is a 25 point per game, 14 rebound per game guy, and you want him to be good on defense.
Absolutely.
When's the last time the Knicks had a guy lead the NBA in rebounding? Think about that.
I would say Chandler.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll look it up. Okay.
Chandler. I think either Chandler. Yeah, it might be Chandler.
On them tap outs,
Chandler.
Them fake rebounds.
Tyson Chandler, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be around that time. I can, other than Ewing, of course. I mean, we could always say Ewing.
I think Sabonis leads.
David Lee too.
Yeah, David Lee had a couple of good years.
It was
That goal
David Lee.
trash.
It was David Lee.
Could have been David Lee. I know he had a couple of good years.
Wait, no, it's
Either Chandler or David Lee. It's got to be one of them two that was up
Don't
there
don't
in the
forget
rebound.
Debo.
there's only one Nick to ever lead the league in rebounding, and it was Harry Gallatin. We don't even know who.
Harry
Well,
the horse, right? Is what they
Oh,
call
that's
it.
going back.
Gallatin.
Yeah, that's way back in the day.
Yeah, was that
Yeah,
59,
yeah,
60?
that's going
50,
way back.
50, the 1953-54 season.
God,
That's 71 years ago, bro.
yeah, none of us was around.
Yeah, bro. And think that's what I'm saying. Like, if we think about that, like Cat legit, he's not leading right now, but he's in the conversation. I think that man is
He's
second.
close. Yeah, Sabonis is one, I
Yeah,
believe.
that man is, and Cat was leading until he hurt his hand against Detroit.
Yeah, but it's guys shoot threes, do not rebound, and guys who rebound do not shoot threes.
And understanding that Cat is shooting 43% from three and second in the league in the NBA and rebounding. That doesn't happen. And now we're talking about, well, Cat need to also be an elite defender. And what I would say to that is, how about other people step up and do some stuff? Can we get somebody else to do something?
I mean, what they call him Wingstop for?
I don't call him Wingstop. I don't call him Wingstop because Tom Thibodeau don't employ wings like he should.
But
We know that.
exactly. This is more or less why I called for seeing Deuce on the court, because when Deuce is on the court and he's handling like the smaller guards or the point of attack, it allows McCall to actually play passing lanes and be disruptive and help, which he's always been throughout his career. It allows OG to be a little bit more aggressive because he has a partner that's disruptive. But when you have like your off ball guy, your help guy be Josh Hart,
he ain't really helping.
It's bro, he's 6'4". He ain't helping nobody on the low as a low man. He's not stopping anybody on the rim.
Right.
He's not really playing passing lanes. Half the time he's asleep on defenders. Kelly Oubre had 26 points on 13
He got Precious dunked on in the Atlanta game, and then looked at Precious like, "Hey, what you doing?" Yeah, remember that? Dre, remember the play I put on the screen against Atlanta?
Yeah.
When Josh Hart turned his head to talk to Tibbs, and the dude from Atlanta just drove the lane and dunked on Precious.
Yep.
And then he gonna look at Precious like, "Josh, that was your man."
He has a reputation around the league as a defender, but he's certainly not.
Nah, he ain't no good defender.
People confuse hustling with
results.
But look, man, it felt like Kelly Oubre was auditioning to be on the Knicks next year. That's what it felt like.
That's what Cash, you know what I would say to you? I think when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I think the fact that he extends the rotation is a positive.
Yeah,
and
it does.
The fact that he brings defensive intensity is a positive. That man's still in street clothes, bro. I don't want to say that man is going to be. I'd rather just wait and see, dog. You feel me? Like, I don't want to put no pressure on Mitch to be anything other than what he normally is. Because in theory, if we take that route of when Mitch comes back, the defense is going to be this, I can say Mitchell Robinson been out for 10 months. He should be coming back as a 75% free throw shooter. He should be coming back with a baby hook and some offense around the rim, since he's been out for 10 months with no NBA contact. Right? But is that super aggressive on my part for a player that's 26 years old? Yes. Is it super aggressive to think that a man has been out 10 months that is going to be rusty and not in basketball shape is going to have an immediate impact on a team that only has 25 games to go? that's also super aggressive in my mind. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. He could come back with all that stuff. He can come back as a defensive stopper and touch around the rim. We don't know. But the thing is, we don't know. Right? I think we're going by what we saw Mitch Robinson be 3 years ago and not what Mitch is right now. At this moment, we don't know what he is. We hope that he is a key contributor to the rotation. But Knicks fans have hoped before. Knicks fans told me to my face that Quentin Grimes was going to be an 18-point per game scorer. All we need is a point guard. Somebody told me to my face, I'm glad they held Quentin Grimes out of the Donovan Mitchell trade. Dre, were you here for that? Were you here for that?
That man, oh my
That
God.
was not me.
Every night, man, I ain't giving them Quentin Grimes. I'm not giving them Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin for Donovan Mitchell.
What did Grimes do tonight?
The same thing he normally do.
I think he put up a ham sandwich. That was about it.
And
Hammy Sosa?
Hammy Sosa, bro. That's his name, Hammy Sosa, bro.
With spicy mustard.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cash, I don't know if you were here when it was happening, but I call that
And
man
Limburger cheese.
and Limburger, bro.
Yeah. Oh man. Limburger. Oh my.
Yeah. And you know what? And so Cash, I don't know if you was here when it was happening, but I was calling that man ham sandwich so much that his people was inboxing me on X on Twitter.
Oh
like,
man.
When we see you, it's on site. I'm like, okay. Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Oh, the ham sandwich.
Yeah.
It was his daddy's people, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if they were. I don't know if they were his people or not, but they say that they were his people. I just put it to you. I just say it like that.
Oh man.
Like, I don't know if they were linked to him, but they were saying they were linked to him. Right. So
nah, because his brother's a professional hockey player.
Yeah, he can get it. Just because you fight don't mean you're good at it.
Say it again?
Yeah, just because you fight a lot don't mean you're good at it. Mean you should be good at it. But just to say this, to quote the great American poet Mike Tyson, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
Yep. So
totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So but the thing is I want to say though about us being flexible in the kind of stuff. Like, my thing is, I'm not bashing Mitch, man. My thing is, I just wish people would leave Mitch alone, let him come back, and we could celebrate his return. Right now, he in street clothes, right? And the thing is about dudes in street clothes, if it was anybody else in street clothes, we would be talking a pile of shit this high about that player, right?
Yeah.
But since it's Mitch, we like normal rules don't apply, right? Like legit, like Cash. How many times have you heard a Knicks fan call Cat soft?
Yeah, still do.
They call that man soft, right? But how do you call a man that lead the NBA in rebounding or is second soft? And how do you call that man soft when you see him playing through injuries and still be productive?
All his fingers wrapped up.
Yeah, but then Mitchell Robinson got his ankle twisted by Joel Embiid, and we ain't seen him since. He got his ankle twisted by another grown man. We ain't seen him since. Now, I'm not talking trash about Mitch, right? Because I want Mitch to come back and be healthy. All the stuff that happened in the past is the past. Come back and be a great Knick, right? But when we throw like these labels around, bro, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Like a dude, Cash, you were here. I think you watched Sim Show in the early days when they were like Frank Ntilikina grew to 6'7" when he was in France. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that when we used to do Sim Show, me and Guillermo and everybody, and,
right.
and people was like, "Yo, man, Frank Ntilikina grew 3 inches when he was in France," and you like, you know what I'm saying? And you like, "Yo, come on, man, this is crazy." Right? Frank, the Frank Hive, the rep, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Frank get on the court and can't stay healthy. and you like, come on, man.
And he was a double-decker ham sandwich with Grey Poupon.
With Grey Poupon and French bread,
Yep,
But of
on French
course,
bread. Toasted.
toasted, right? Yeah,
someone in the panini machine.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lee, you remember when Knicks fans were saying, "Yo, we can't put Quentin Grimes in a Donovan Mitchell trade"? Remember that,
Bro, when I first heard that, I lost my effing mind.
bro? You know, we can't give up. We can't give up Ob. I think they were like Ob, RJ, Quickly, and Grimes. They're like, man, you giving up all the kids, and then guess what? We traded all the kids anyway. The only one left at that time would have been Deuce, right? And today, the only one left out of that group is Deuce. Yeah, man. So that's my long way of saying, man. I like Mitch, bro. For me, I think what's going to happen is when people put so much expectation on that cat when he come back, and then when he come back and say his expectations aren't met, people like I got to grill people because for 8 months y'all told me it was gonna be different, and then when he come back, we get this. We like, and maybe I'm on an island. Maybe me being neutral about Mitch is kind of offensive to both sides of the Mitch argument. Like if you're in Mitch hive or you hate Mitch, me being neutral is like being stuck in the middle, right? Because there are some people that's like they want to cut him. Hey, for what he got a roster spot for? And then others are like, he gonna be our savior. When he come back, Tina Turner gonna be singing "We Don't Need Another Hero." That's gonna be his intro music. You know what I'm saying? When he come back. But with me, I'm like, hey, how about we use the players we got right now and just try to win Friday against Memphis, right? Because they're gonna try to run the dolls off us because we blew them out last time, and I'm for certain they're gonna be trying to get some.
Y'all gonna try to kill somebody.
They're gonna be
Well,
coming
well,
in on.
say-
They're gonna be
somebody's-
coming in on James Brown, the payback. That's gonna be the song the team
Well,
gonna come in on.
Man, stop. Why y'all putting that energy out there like that?
Either
I
that.
mean, Dre, why you putting that energy out
play
there,
that
man?
song, watch out.
Y'all just like, well, how about this? We just don't show up and we get them the victory tomorrow, all right? On Friday.
All right.
Well, tomorrow now.
Yeah. Nah. But the thing I'm saying is Memphis has a good team, bro, and we watched them last time.
And I'm not. And listen. And I'm not. And I'm not freezing. I am not.
They not coming in here They not trying to get blown out no 2 times a row by the Knicks, especially the way they saw the Knicks got beat by the Celtics the other day.
When the last time we beat Memphis in Memphis?
The Randall
last year.
Right.
Was it last year?
Ooh, I don't know if it was.
No, they sucked last year, so it might have been.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Lee probably right. That would be a catch. That would be a great game to go to, bro. That'd be a great game. Is it at the guard? It's in Memphis.
Yeah, it's in Memphis.
Down 22.
Yeah.
That'd be a great game to go to, man. That would be, what I'm saying. That's one of them games where you meet up with all your homies like, Thursday night, and what I'm saying, hang out Friday morning, what I'm saying, at the hotel, go get something to eat somewhere in Memphis during the daytime, some vegan barbecue or something, what I'm saying, and go to the game that night. That'd be a great game. That would have been a great game to go to.
I can see KC masterpiece all over Frizzy face.
Yep. On some vegan beef tips. Yeah, man. So, but it's not just the Memphis game, bro. The schedule is going to get harder. I think we got
Miami on Sunday.
We got Miami on Sunday, right?
Yep. In Miami.
Lee, what you think about that Miami Sunday in Miami?
We'll see. I'm really on.
He should
Now,
be.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not shooting no gas, but I'm really looking from now. This is what 24 games left. Is game to game. You know, it's what we going. It's what we got to put out there. We got to go into each game like we're going to try to win it, no doubt. But it's game to game. I'm not putting no pressure on nothing, nothing. Not even myself no more. I'm not putting no
Oh,
pressure on the so-called savior. I'm not putting on no pressure on nobody.
and also don't forget that in that stretch, we got Boston and Cleveland again.
To be fair, that's like the last week of the season. Them games might not mean a damn thing standing
Yeah,
on. Because Cleveland's gonna have it locked up by then because they 8 games up.
yeah, it's going to be Boston and Cleveland again. So
Yeah.
And and for us, we're like 5 games up on the
yeah, we're
seed
like in the middle.
behind us.
Yeah, five.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 4 or 5 are below and four. Yeah, we're like
and
locked
we
into number 3 right now.
and we already lost the tiebreaker with the Celtics.
Yep.
So like, I'm gonna be real with you. I really can't take much away from it unless I guess they want to play their full starting lineups and all that. But they're gonna be like the Cavs are big on load management and like resting guys, and none of their guys in their starting lineup plays like a bunch of minutes anyway. So like
Right.
it wouldn't shock me by the time they lock up the 1 seed or the overall 1 seed that they just don't play guys,
Yeah.
which might be the case coming down the stretch because I think that in that time that we played the Cavs, it's a back to back, so they're definitely not playing nobody.
I was going to say, shoot, if we locked into number 3, maybe we shouldn't be trying to play everybody neither.
Tell that to Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Tibbs tries to win every game. So,
Yeah.
well, tries to win every game by how he thinks he can win it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well. I guess the question that remains is this: Do you, if you're the Knicks organization, do you start resting guys, ghost injuries, to make sure they're healthy for the playoffs? OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart.
Not until you lock yourself into a seed.
No, that's what I mean. When it happens.
Oh, yeah. It would be wise too. Like if
yeah,
there is
yeah.
limited chance of you going up or down, but it, also at the same point, because we're so early in the stage of this core, you kind of still want to work a lot of your kinks out. So like I understand still playing guys because this core is going to be around for the next 3-4 years, and we're behind the 8 ball when it's compared to the Cavs or the Celtics or OKC, where they've had an identity and a play style, or they've had guys around with one another that's developed a chemistry. Where we're kind of like on our first 82 games with this unit, and the Cavs core got about 200 games plus with that core. The Celtics 5 out identity has been a thing for like 4 years now
Yeah.
before they even got KP. And a bunch of and all the guys for OKC have been together for 2-3 years.
I had them beating the Denver Nuggets in the finals a couple of years ago until Jason Tatum broke his leg.
Yeah,
What did y'all remember that game
yeah,
7?
he turned that ankle real nasty, and then we found out Jalen Brown ain't got no left hand.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I was gonna say too is one of y'all made a point. I can't remember who it was to give you credit. The Drew Holiday thing, I think, is a thing.
That he's breaking down.
Yeah.
I mentioned it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna trade him after the season. But this season, I think we could take advantage of him being a short wing player as opposed to a point guard. I think we can take advantage of that matchup, right? Here's the thing, though. Even at his advanced age and his size, he still has every skill over Josh Hart. Like for a 6'4" dot guard, Drew Holiday, in my mind, is probably still stronger than Josh Hart. Probably still more athletic.
IQ higher.
IQ, yeah,
Yeah,
IQ
he's
higher.
smart. Yeah, he's very smart,
Yeah,
man.
but the thing about that though is Josh Hart has this hustle button that he spams. That it don't matter if somebody's better than him. He just gonna beat them by lasting longer. You know what I'm saying? Like just hustle all game, all game, all game, all game. Just outwork people. I think that'll work to our advantage when we get the Celtics.
But the only pushback I have against that, it's the playoffs. Everybody tries hard.
Yeah, yeah. So
It,
so so basically, you're saying Josh Hart is neutralized in the playoffs.
if he ain't shooting 50% from three, you saw what happened in the Miami series and the Pacers series. And the first two series, the Cavs and the Sixers, he
Oh,
shot 50% from three in both of those, which
Well,
made him tenable.
to be
Which is
honest
like
with
you
you,
can't expect that, but when he wasn't making those shots,
But bro,
it made it a
you
lot
know he
harder.
got hurt. He pulled an abdomen. I'm not cutting nobody no bail, but he tried to play through it hurt.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what's the one? And what's his attribute?
hustle,
Not only just that, but what else does he do? He
rebound.
rebounds the basketball. When he
yeah.
can't go run and jump and do what he does best, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. I mean, to be real with you, I think we went to that series. First of all, we played with our food and we should have killed them earlier and we didn't. Then we probably could have moved on and probably could have avoided those injuries. But of course, you know, it is what it is. You
It
know,
happens.
you can't recreate the past.
I
So
was gonna say when the playoffs.
Nikesh, let me ask you because I gotta get out here. I gotta wrap this up so I can get out of here. But I wanted to ask you this one question: what college football school has the best running back history? Is it
Mm,
USC? Is it USC? Is it Oregon? Is it Ohio
it ain't
State?
Oregon. It ain't Oregon.
It's not Oregon.
Nah, running back. No,
Penn
Wow.
State.
it's got to be either Penn State,
Oh,
Ohio
Virginia.
State, or USC.
No Auburn.
No,
No,
Miami.
no.
Miami.
Mm,
Miami got a lot of pros. Maybe not Hall of Famers, but a lot of pros.
No
running
Florida.
back. He said running back.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I
Oh
said,
no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
he
yeah.
said
Notre
running
Dame
back.
has a few. Yeah, Notre Dame does have a
Notre Dame
few.
ain't got nobody. Like who?
What Notre
Rocky
Dame?
Ishmael. Yeah, Rocky Ishmael didn't he play running?
No, bro. We talking about
You're right.
Brooks, Bettis,
Bettis.
cou-
Yeah, they have
couple
Bettis.
other dudes. What's my man?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that one guy. Yeah.
Randy
Damn.
Kinder.
But
Can't
you
think of his
said
name.
Miami had Clint Portis, McGahee, Edgerrin James, Frank Gore, Najee Davenport.
Yeah,
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 and that
true.
was the
True that.
90s.
No, that was the 2000s.
yeah. No Alabama.
Oh yeah,
Eh,
Alabama.
yeah, well,
Couple.
yeah, a couple guys. Henry's
Oh,
probably the most known. Derrick Henry.
no, man. Sean Alexander. Come on,
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie. Like, you remember Sean Alexander?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he played with the Seahawks.
Yeah,
He had a mean left side of the line that he just
yeah.
used to plow.
Man, Lacy, man, you see how big he got before he retired from Green Bay? He was like
Yeah,
280
Mark Ingram.
pound running back, man.
Mark Ingram was good.
bro.
Big as
Trent,
hell.
Have you seen Eddie Lacy now?
big as a house.
And nah, Eddie Lacy is like 212. He a CrossFit
Skinny?
trainer.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
Oh,
skinny.
well, he lost weight.
he is
Good,
shredded, bro.
good. Cause man, he was big as a house, man.
Yeah, he
You
was
know,
big.
you know who was trash though? Trent Richardson was garbage.
Jefferson was garbage, bro.
Yeah, yeah. He
I'm
was.
gonna I'm gonna say the Florida Gators probably have a better running back history than like the peripheral schools like Texas and Notre Dame and Ohio State. I think
All I know is Emmett.
yeah.
That's,
You don't know Fred Taylor?
oh
Yeah,
right, Fred Taylor,
yeah.
of
Fred
course.
Taylor. Yeah, true.
Who else
Those are
after
the
that?
only two.
Bryce
Those are the
Taylor is
only
like the
two.
most underrated. Well, ah,
No,
um,
he is one of the most underrated. You right.
Yeah,
But I can't think of any Florida Gators besides those.
yeah, man. Yeah, I think Auburn is very underrated, bro. Like Trey,
Cadillac Williams.
Ronnie Brown, Brandon
yeah,
Jacobs, Bo
okay.
Jackson.
Brandon
Brandon
Jacobs
Jacobs with the Michigan
was
State too now.
You remember James Brooks from the Chargers?
Yeah.
I mean Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he was all right. He was all right, right?
Bo
Oh, wait,
knows
wait.
everything.
Was it was a Carolina running back that went to Auburn. Uh
The Carolina running back. Oh, Stephen Davis. That's
yeah,
my guy.
yeah,
That's
him.
my guy, bro. Hey man, no lie, that dude, bro. Hey, still to this day, I think because he do a camp around here. Still to this day, bro, that dude got a 34-inch waist, bro.
Hmm.
That dude is like no lie, like 235 with like a 34-inch waist, bro.
Man.
Yeah,
Just stay in the gym. It's a
yeah,
lifestyle at that point.
like, dang, bro, you right. So
Man.
genetics. So who do you think is an underrated school with running backs? Cash, just a school that's probably flying under the radar that people forget.
You know what? I don't even know, man.
Virginia.
Arkansas.
I wouldn't know.
Arkansas. Let's say Arkansas. Arkansas.
I wouldn't.
SMU.
No Michigan.
Possibly. Or Michigan State.
Ohio State.
Ooh,
Damn.
Michigan State. Michigan State is a good one.
Georgia.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah, they have some good running backs. Herschel,
Chubb.
Todd Gurley.
Ray
Gurley.
Rice.
Yeah, Gurley.
Um,
I said Chubb. You didn't hear Chubb.
yeah, Terrell Davis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Terrell Davis.
And then the lesser known guys like
Robert.
DeAndre.
You remember Robert Edwards, the rookie from New England who tore his
Yes,
ACL,
sir.
blew his knee up
Yeah.
in the Pro Bowl.
They got Sonny Michelle,
Sonny
Yeah,
Michel.
Sony Michelle. Yeah, yep.
Swift. I think Swift went to Georgia.
Yeah, Swift went to that waste of.
He had a one
I
good.
noticed y'all didn't say Florida State.
Who came out of
Come
Florida
on,
State?
man. Seriously. I don't see nobody coming up.
Otis Anderson.
You want to
Okay.
count Ward?
Amp Lee.
Ward done, yeah.
Pooh Bear Williams.
Yeah, work done.
Yeah, man.
Ah,
What's the guy name? His brother played for Buffalo, right? Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. Okay.
Dalvin Cook is from, yeah.
they
Yeah.
both went to Florida State, right?
Oh.
I believe so.
Man, I gotta get off.
What about Syracuse? No Syracuse?
Only one I can think of is Joe Morris.
Yep.
From Syracuse?
Matter of
Yeah.
fact, the fact we didn't say Texas is crazy.
Yeah.
Texas had
Almost like no, the original Tyler Rose.
Yeah.
Then
Texas
of course my nigga, my brother Ricky Williams.
had Jamal
Yeah.
Charles, Cedric Benson,
Cedric Benson.
Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan.
Yeah, I love the dope smoker. I love the dope smoker. He used to be a heck of a running back, bro.
What's the dude that ran the great running back from the Cleveland Browns? Not Jim
Jim
Brown.
Brown?
No, not Jim Brown went to Syracuse too, but the dude that the dude that went there after him.
Davis. No, not Davis. What's that brother name?
I think his name is Davis, right?
It might be.
Something Davis.
He passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about. Oh man.
Oklahoma.
Ooh.
State.
Nah, Oklahoma Sooners.
State.
Yeah, State was good too, though. Oklahoma State had good running backs too.
But I was gonna say they had DeMarco and Peterson.
Yeah. Billy
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Barry Sanders. And guess who was before Barry? Played Buffalo. What's my man name?
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman.
Yeah. Oklahoma might have it, bro. Oklahoma might have it.
Because they ran a lot of wishbone and options.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray and Peterson just went crazy in college.
Yeah.
Samaje Perine, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the dude that played for the Texans now?
Now,
He used to play for Cincinnati. Joe Mixon.
yeah, Joe Mixon.
Yeah. Cash, the reason why I asked you that real quick before I get, because I had a conversation with one of my homeboys, and he asked me to give him my top 3 running backs of all time, and I didn't have Jim Brown on it, and he was mad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, who did you have?
The forehead.
Well, who did you have? That's what I want to know.
I think Walter Payton is the greatest running back to ever breathe breath at any level, right? And then I have behind him, I have Edgerrin James, and then Barry Sanders.
How is Edgerrin James ahead of Barry Sanders?
Bruh, I could have put Marshall Faulk ahead of him.
Man, now you're getting blasphemous.
I could have put LaDainian Tomlinson. Did you see the years?
Hold on a second. How could you not put Jim Brown in front of all of them, and then you can work your way back down?
Because first of all,
he cares about pass catching.
That and pass by being a complete running back. Yep. And then, first of all, the GOAT played in an era when defenses had names. The Purple People Eaters, the Steel Curtain, the no-name defense, the Orange Crush. Walter Payton played during that era, right? Barry Sanders played right at the era of free agency when good players on teams just left to form super teams. So you didn't get to see a good defense every day or every Sunday. Barry Sanders was drafted.
Barry played a lot of those same defenses.
No. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give Barry Sanders a little bell. He played in that run and shoot.
Yeah,
so they had no fullback and they have no tight ends.
Yeah,
I give him that.
Yeah, it's the reason why I didn't say Emmett, because Emmett is in that same category.
Emmett had a fullback. Emmett had a tight end.
Not that lead. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in an era when defenses had names.
Oh no.
Yeah, he didn't play when you know what I'm saying. He played in that. There's the reason why running backs like Rodney Hampton be forgotten about. Like
exactly.
Rodney Hampton went to Georgia. Rodney Hampton Rodney Hampton is probably a top 20 running back with his career cut short due to injuries. Right? Like Rodney Hampton legit is in my opinion, twice as good as Tiki Barber. But Tiki Barber has more yards and everything compared to a Rodney Hampton.
As far as talent wise.
Yeah. See, Rodney Hampton didn't have
the offensive line.
He didn't have all that.
He didn't have nothing to protect him. Like by the time Tiki got ready. Matter of fact, what's my man? Rod Bunch was the one who got hurt.
Yeah.
And that's how Tiki made the team.
Yeah.
Not only did he make the team, but Tiki got a chance to play.
Right.
So I understand. Believe me, I know. I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you look at what's the running back from the Falcons in the early '80s? He used to lead the NFL in rushing. I think he led the NFL in rushing. Like,
what was that brother name? Cash? No.
And Dre. Oh, I forgot about Eric Dickerson too. Jerry Fitz. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about Eric Dickerson. Man, we met Eric Dickerson and we were at. We saw Eric Dickerson in Atlanta. We was just in line, and my homeboy bumped me. He was like, "Yo, you know who that is behind us?" I was like, "Man, come on, dog, don't do that." And he was like, "Yo, I promise you, Eric Dickerson is standing behind us." And Eric Dickerson heard us. It was like, "Yeah, it's me." Head to the man, bro.
And it still looked like he could run the ball.
And I think it was like a regular place, like a post office or something, just regular. It was like, yo, that's Eric Dickerson. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I was trying to ask Cash that, but anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man, so I can get ready for this work day, man. Probably be on the phone about 9 o'clock, tired as hell and sick. But I appreciate everybody from coming. Yeah, coach. Yeah, Gerald Riggs was good too, especially with the Redskins. I used to play with him on Madden '92.
Dude,
What,
oh.
what y'all real gamers know about Madden '92 on Sega?
That
What the
was
real gamers know about
nah,
that?
nah. It was still Joe Montana's football.
Yeah,
That man said
yeah,
on a
man. Yeah,
Sega.
yeah. Madden '90. What Madden '93 came out like in '92, bro. Lee had a line out the door to play me in the barracks, bro.
I already know.
Beating dude for $2 a game, 21 nothing skunk.
Boy, you nice. two
Yeah,
dollars,
$2. Yeah, man.
man. I've been like, listen, $5 to walk in the door. You know what I'm saying? Just even walk
Yeah,
in the door.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. That was back in the day when we was drinking
That's PlayStation 1.
Thunderbird and Kool-Aid. That was back in the day.
Thunderbird and
It,
Kool-Aid.
it brought it with
And you
everything.
know what? And you know what's so funny, Dre? I'm 3 years behind them in that situation.
Yeah, man.
y'all
Yeah,
was rude to y'all livers, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Nah, bro. You know, that's when I gave up malt liquor, bro, when I joined the army.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Can't do that. Can't hit and run that, bro. Anyway, thank y'all for coming through, hanging out with us. We're gonna get out of here.
Peace.
Make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. Peace, y'all.